Man, oh man, stuff is getting dry. See all this yellowing here? It will not be long. Harvest is less than 2 weeks away, I'd be guessing. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And today, we're back on the farm. It's Friday afternoon, Friday, September 1st, I think is what it is. And I'm out here at my cornfield. We're gonna do a little bit of scouting. I just flew the drone for a separate video, but from what I tell in there, this corn does not look good. So we've had a rough go of it this growing season. We're in a drought. We're D2 out of D4, so we're pretty moderate drought. And basically what that means is we are lacking rain. So to walk you guys through a little bit of how the growing story of this year, we basically planted this in mid-May, I think May 22nd, I believe, and we didn't get any rain on this for the next 40 days on this particular field. That's not good because it made our stand horrible. Our planter wasn't the greatest, or didn't have the greatest performance in this field, especially on the no-till. So it had a very poor stand. But then we caught some rains. It was able to get this corn up, and the corn that was you know, it was emerged. The corn that was emerged, it got it up. So you can kind of see some of the corns 9-10 feet tall. But then in August, where you really need the rain to kind of help fill the kernels and build these ears, we didn't get any. We haven't gotten any rain in the last 3 weeks. So this corn is going to be rough. I'm gonna have a very rough first year of farming, and that's not good, but that's kind of the way it is. Just gonna roll with it. But as you can see with the screenshots that I have, I'm gonna put up here with the drone footage, it's pretty uneven, and a lot of that is because of the lack of rain. And because of the lack of rain, your hilltops, your sandier areas, they're gonna start giving up a lot sooner because they don't have that subsoil moisture. I mean, I don't think anything has subsoil moisture right now if I would dig down, but that's gonna be the name of the game. I'm gonna have very sporadic yields, and it's probably not gonna be that great. But it is what it is. So we're gonna head up on the farm. We're gonna see what else is going on today. Hopefully get some combine stuff ready, get some radios moved around, might even hook some planters. Who knows? Oh man, that's a lot different. Completely took out that tree line. Man, looks like we need to do some spraying on these beans. Oh, there's an excavator back there. Weird. We'll chat about that here soon. So guys, we have some major construction going on the farm. As you can see, we have no cows in here. There's a reason for that. We are doing some major overhaul of this cattle yard. So all the cows that were in here got moved down to Pat's place, so that way we can make room for that thing. That thing's gonna be coming down. It's a silo that we've had for a very long time. I don't even know, well beyond my years, that's for sure. But it's a cement silo. We've used it 3 years ago, was the last time I remember using it. We used to fill it for feed, but it's just very inefficient to fill. It's very inefficient to unload, so it's just kind of in the way. And if you let them go on long enough, they become a hazard because it's very, very, very high, a lot of weight up there. You never know when they can come down. So we are going to be taking this thing down at some point here soon. Once that excavator is done. See that? We're putting up a third pit. Talk about that here in a bit. The silo is going to be coming down. I'm hoping I'm here when it happens, because like I said, this thing's been an icon of the family for a very long time. I'm just catching a ride back with Curtis. I walked over and talked to them. So I'm going to help the guys out here this afternoon. I could do it the old-fashioned way and just let her gravity fill. Where's the fun in that? Oh, it's like my calf from last year. So we're just giving these cows some water. Over here, due to some unforeseen circumstances, we have a well that's over there, but when it's really hot out like it's gonna be today, it's gonna be 92. When it's really hot out, that well can't keep up to all these cows, so we have to supplement them and fill with 500 gallons every day. So that's what I'm doing. I believe the chopper is up at Coon House getting the KP put in, the kernel processor. We're gonna be starting chopping this, maybe even to this afternoon, if not later. for sure this weekend. As you can kind of see, stuff's really going to start drying out with the heat that we're going to be getting. It's really going to be drying out this corn. So that's why we're going to start chopping. We usually have 3 weeks of custom chopping that we do. Darren's going to be out baling or raking. Curtis is going to be out baling. Not sure what Nathan's going to be doing. Maybe helping me with the combine. And I'm going to be working on the combine and some other odds and ends around the farm. Hi, cow. Just about got her filled up. Should be enough for today, that's for sure. This corn actually doesn't look too bad up here. Yeah, you don't see something like this every day. This is our 7088 rotor. That's a transition cone, elephant ears. We basically gut the rotor. We took the throat off, the feeder house off. We pulled the rotor out, and we're replacing some wear parts. So every 1,000 hours, however many hours that is, you have your elements on your rotor. These are your elements. These are what actually is contacting the grain. So over time, they wear down. So as you can kind of see, this one's not too bad, but this one's really worn. So we're actually replacing some, like this one's getting replaced. So we're replacing these. We're replacing some of the flighting on the rotor. And we're also replacing the inlet cone. This is what actually kind of speeds the grain up from this action coming in the feeder house. You know, grain would normally be coming in through the feeder house, top down, and then it would be coming spiraling, getting transitioned into that rotor. So this is what really wears down. You got to replace this every 2,000 hours or whatever it is. So it's doing its first replacement. So the feeder, the combine is over there with the feeder house off. We'll probably pull it up and start working on it here again this afternoon. Darren's gonna go start raking here this afternoon. He's gonna rake some hay that's down. So I apologize, I got distracted, but on the construction on the farm, we have an excavator on the farm and we are building a third pit. What that basically means is you see those two bunkers right there, those two concrete bunkers? Well, come next week, there's gonna be 3. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yep, this excavator right there is going to be single-handedly changing our farm. Now, got the heads off and the cylinders off. That's what the top of an engine looks like. These 4 springs are where I believe your air comes in and air goes out. And then right there is your injector, where that gap is. Sweet. Making progress on the old girl. So I think what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, besides crop scouting, is helping the guys out. But my pet project is figuring out our Midland radios. I'm going to be swapping some stuff around, installing some radios, hopefully, and yeah, we'll see. Here comes Pat, coming back from, I would guess, Cedar Rapids. I don't know why the heck else he'd be coming from this way. I don't know. Maybe you went to the river? Who knows? It's chopping season out. I got all the choppers sitting out, and I got what I need. Let's head. Making progress, digging out the pit. So that's gonna change, and I'm gonna rip out the old shed space too. But now I'm gonna go out and go back and get Darren. He's raking. It's dinner time. There Darren is. He just got done raking this field. Curtis will probably bale it here later this afternoon. Let the windrows dry out a little. I was thinking I was gonna have to pick him up, but he's done. So like I said, this is all gonna get torn out and cemented. And we're gonna put a big old concrete wall up around here. Once this gets knocked down, this will be a brand new cattle yard after that. So here I am going to install our Midland MXT 500, a 50-watt radio, into our Case 340 Magnum. So to do that, I have to put some power to it. So I'm making some power cables right now. Well, I'm gonna take the flatbed over next door, unhook it, because it doesn't need to be hooked up anymore. Then I'm gonna go grab the other two chopper boxes that we got. I'm gonna bring them down because we're gonna start chopping tomorrow. Don't know if I'll be able to be here because I got family obligations, but I'm at least gonna help out while I can. I did do a thing while I had the camera set down after lunch. I got the MXT 500, yes, the big boy from Midland Radios. I got that installed in our 340. So I'll show you guys that here in a second. Got the air tanks loaded up. Let's roll. This thing's got already 6,000 miles on it. Here it is, the beast, the MXT 500. It's a 500 watt radio. Biggest one they make, or biggest one out there that's a GMRS. We love our Midland radios. We've had them. This is the 5th harvest season on the farm. They're awesome. We really, really, really love them. So I can't say enough good things. Go check them out, midlandusa.com. Well, here we are. We're up at our Butch's farm to grab me some wagons. Try not to run over these massively tall but dry beans. Those 2 wagons right there. Man, it's gonna be close if I can get these suckers out of here. They really, really packed them in like sardines. Huh. Well, that thing is flat. Only one way to do it, and that's try. This isn't good. Take a listen. She's off the bead. Not good, so we're gonna have to get a spare on this thing. What do you do? Well, that's not happening for now, because the one towards the west there is blocked by the one that has the flat tire. So I'm gonna go back, jump the other truck, the other blue truck, the older one. Battery's dead on that thing. So I'm gonna go jump that and then bring the water trailer back. There's Weed Whacker Larry. My Uncle Larry has been living on that weed whacker. He does a nice job. Time to jump this sucker. Alright, let's go give her a shot. I did not think that thing would go, but it's running. So now we'll empty out the rest of that tank as best we can, and then go put this thing under the hydrant, let it start filling up. I know. This is always fun. Threading the needle. Now I gotta climb up here. Got this up all the way. Yeah, just threading the needle. Spray wagon's back. It's getting filled up. So now I'll take this thing back. And we are GTG. We'll get the other pickup, and then we'll go bring the 7 and the other pickup up and try to get both those wagons home. Try to. This truck may or may not be switching badges here shortly. I don't want to give the complete surprise away. So we'll go help them unhook the auger, and I'm gonna keep swapping some radios around. Eventually we'll fly the drone around a little bit, do some more crop scouting. This looks like some wheat in this gravity wagon. I don't know if it is or not though. By George, it sure is. Hartung Family Farm. Actually, no, that's rye. That is definitely rye. There's our chopper, all ready to go. We got the kernel processor in there. We have Kuhnhaus do it because they're right up the road, and it saves us. They can do it a lot more efficiently than we can. So we are going to start chopping tomorrow. We're going to chop a bag down at Nathan's place. Here's what's so cool about these Midland radios, and this is why we love them. It's so easy to swap between pieces of equipment. Easy that you can do it with one hand while the other one holding the camera. Oh yes, you can maybe. There you go. So it's so easy that I can take a radio out of a piece of equipment in 30 seconds and move it to another one. That's why we love them, because like I said, we have so many pieces of equipment, about 15 that need radios every year, that it's just so much easier. As opposed to having 15 radios, we have 7 and we swap between. So I'm pulling them out of the sprayer because we're just about done spraying for the year. We're going to throw it in the combine. Here's just how easy it is. So I have my power cord, my radio, my mic I should say. The initial install is what takes the longest, but once you do that, it literally takes 2 minutes to install. It's awesome. Boom, and just like that, we are installed. 7088's ready to go. I even got the field view puck good. So let's head, and I actually am trying privacy codes out this year. So that's a thing you can do through Midland. You can basically just input a secondary layer to make sure that you're the only one that can talk to each other. So I'm gonna change all of our radios and make sure the privacy codes are the same. And then, I think we'll probably about call it a night. Kind of hard to see, but you guys notice anything? Yep. No feeder house. All right, radios are done. So now Pat is going to finish spraying for the year. We got these 20 acres of double crop beans that haven't been sprayed at all. So he's gonna knock these guys out. So I'm just gonna go look. They're pretty short, which, I mean, they were planted in July, only about a month ago actually. So you can't really expect too much, but they are blooming. So that's good. They're not fully canopied, which, like I said, they're pretty short and they haven't gotten hardly any rain, but a lot of ragweed coming up. That's these bulbous things. A lot of grasses underneath. That's probably the wheat that the John Deere combine threw out the back. But yep, they're blooming. Last of it we're gonna spray, that's for sure. And there's the feeder house. Talk about that a little bit more when we get a chance to get the combine out, but we're not gonna be working on it today. It's already almost 5 o'clock on a Friday evening. Yes, we still have the planters hooked up. Yes, we know we need to get that done. We'll get there. So you guys might be wondering, what in the world are you doing spraying this late? Well, I forget if I have actually mentioned it in this video. Take a look at that individual nozzle control. Oh, that's kind of why I love this sprayer. But anyway, so we are spraying our double crop beans. As you can kind of see, there's a lot of broadleaves growing and a lot of grasses underneath that kind of lost wheat that we had before. That needs to get sprayed out. This is the only time that we're spraying it this year. It's definitely shorter, but I'm hoping that we can get 20 bushel out of it. That might be a stretch based on the lack of rain that we have been having. If you guys can't tell, I mean, this was actually taken about a week and a half ago, and stuff's already given up. Corn's given up, beans are starting to give up and turn. It's not good. I just took a break because I just flew over a video for some footage for the other video. But you can kind of see we have a lot of drift. I wouldn't say drift, but we're using a lot of coverage, a lot of carrier right now, because we just really want to get a lot of coverage on the plant. You can kind of see in the lower right, we have the individual nozzle control going. What I mean by that is we are using 20 gallons per acre of water. It's actually, once you add in all the chemical, it's like 19.8 gallons per acre. So it's a lot of water, but the reason we use a lot of water is because that amount of water, the more water you have in your sprayer, the better coverage, the better droplets you have over your entire boom, which is good. I mean, the reason why people don't do 20 gallons or high coverage all the time is because it's inefficient. But so anyway, that was the last spraying that we've done all year. That sprayer will get fixed up and winterized here soon, and now we're watching the excavator work. This is going to be our third pit. I believe it's September 9th when I'm recording this right now. I believe they are just starting to make the forms and the footings. So it's exciting. We are going to be putting this third pit up for high moisture corn. And hopefully it'll be set and we can actually even pick some high moisture corn. Hopefully we can have some high moisture corn to pick. You can kind of see it'll be roughly the same size as the other ones. So that was fun. So I hope you enjoyed that drone footage. That is the last field that we will be spraying for 2023. So now what we got left with the sprayer is basically just make sure it's cleaned out. If it doesn't get cleaned out in that field, we'll just wait until we chop something, spray it out, and then we'll honestly drain all the water. I got a couple lines to fix that are leaking, and then we'll winterize it, put it away for the winter. And I'm gonna winterize it correctly. Basically what that means is, you know, in case you guys didn't know, water freezes. Who would have thought? And water is what a sprayer uses to move chemical evenly across the field. So when you leave water in the sprayer, bad things happen. So I have to winterize it, or I put antifreeze, which is basically a liquid that does not freeze. Hence antifreeze. So that'll be the next plan with that. They are putting up a light on the bin, so that'll be pretty nice to have, an extra light. And yeah, I think we're gonna be taming her down for the night. So I think I'm gonna go in and grab some hamburgers and call her a night. Who knows, I might be up tomorrow to help chop. That would be pretty sweet. But if not, we will see you guys soon. Take care, take it easy, stay safe, and ta-ta for now. P.S. Apparently they're gonna be pouring concrete next week on that. So we might even have a third pit by fall harvest. Who knows?